Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. It is almost the summer solstice in this hemisphere. It's almost the winter solstice in your hemisphere. So this is all, well, not your hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere. So, I meant you in the southern hemisphere, yours. Anyway, it's almost the solstice. And so I thought it would be good to do a reading to see what is being illuminated in your life right now, because it's all about the sun. So, I'm going to be doing this based on the Lunar Year Signs, so you know your sign. I'm going to put the signs all in the description. You can click your sign. If you know your ascendant, you can click that too. And I'm going to put the timestamps, and I will see you there. Bye! Joyous Solstice! Hello, Year of the Rat People. Okay, so I'm going to start with a card from the White Light Oracle. We're going to put that right here. And you get the Telepathy of Terra Mater. So this is, or Mater. It's the telepathy of Mother Earth. And this is basically about you being, feeling held and contained and connected with the Great Earth Mother. And so let's see why we got that and get some clarity on that for your month of July. I forgot to mention that this is for July. What is being illuminated in your life? No, it isn't. You know what? It isn't. It's for the solstice. So it's what being illuminated. You know what? I'm doing the July readings next week. So I'm so excited. So yes, it's right now and probably going into July that you're going to feel this because it's about the solstice. So let's see. So your central issue right now is Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of active creation. It's Ing's rune. Ing's another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god. And this has to do with basically A, controlling what you can, and B, just basically being creative. I suppose your connection with Mother Earth is about the whole creative aspect. You know, summer is the peak of, you know, the growing time. So you are also connected with that, and you are growing things. Leading up to this, we have algae, which is the rune of the elk, also known as the moose, and it is all about protection and support. So you're feeling very supported and protected, and this does have to do with your connection with Earth and with, you know, the Great Earth Mother and the whole. You know, if you have that connection, then now is also going to be a very strong time for you, Year of the Rat People, as far as creatively. So you're going to feel very supported in that. And so now is a good time that you're doing some big creating. What is going to help you with that is we have Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box, has to do with surprises and fate. Reversed, it has to do with surprises about yourself. So you're learning something about yourself while you're doing this. And that's actually one of the things that drives you forward with it. And it's very exciting for you because this is the more you learn about yourself, the more whole you feel and the more connected and supported you feel. And then the better your creating is. So that's very exciting. What isn't helping you is we have Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun, source energy. It is in what's the not helping you line. So you're sort of worried about having enough energy to do this. You may also just not, you may be in a danger of sort of overheating as well. There may be a sense of, even though you're in the summer and that's a good creative time, just physically, the actual sun might be a bit hot for you right now, and so you might be sort of wearied by that. But also, I would read this as worries about where my energy is going to come from. But basically, if that starts to be the case, just bring yourself back up to where you are learning things about yourself, and it's very exciting. And this is actually feeding into the creating that you're doing. And then what this is going to lead you to is. So that's what's being illuminated in your life right now, basically, this creative time that's coming up, but connected with the Earth's creative time. What it is going to lead you to, though, is you're going to become very aware of where things need to be fixed, like right now. Like this is Nauthiz, which is the rune of need. It's reversed and it's on the path line, and it always means tend your needs, but when it's reversed, it means drop everything and tend your needs. This is something of an emergency. So this process will actually lead you to see where things need to be absolutely fixed right now. So that is your reading about what is being illuminated in your life right now, a joyous solstice, Year of the Rat People. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Year of the Ox people. So let's have a look at what card you get from the White Light Oracle that's going to help start telling you what is being illuminated in your life right now. You get Karma of Kutuhala, and this is very exciting. This is that giddy energy when you start a project and it's like driving you forward, the wonder that drives you forward. So you're in a good state right now. What's being illuminated for you is this, whatever it is that's really, really fascinating you and interesting you and giving you the energy to chase it down. That's what's going on right now. It's very, very exciting for you. So let's see what the runes have to say to elaborate on that. You can tell I have a dark-furred kitty because every once in a while we see some of her fur in these readings. So, Year of the Ox people, your central issue here is it's Thurisaz reversed. Now, Thurisaz is the rune of challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. If it's upright, it's an open door, but here it's like an impossible challenge. It's reversed. The thorns are pointed at you, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. That means it's not an easy, it just means it's not an easy thing, but it's something that you're embracing. Like, this is something that is absolutely fascinating you to the point where you are, it's what's driving you forward in your life right now, is this challenge. Leading up to that, we have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. It's the need fire sticks that you make fire with. And it basically says that right now, leading up to this, you've been sort of tending your needs. You've been sort of going through what needs need tending, taking care of them, and you've arrived at this thorn wall. And you're like, I have to face this. I have to deal with this. This is something that is so big and mine and such a major challenge that I am excited to deal with it. And what's going to help you with that is we have Berkana. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree. It has to do with birth and beginnings, and it's almost like you're going to have to, I mean, this does look like a phoenix as well. It does look like you're going to be, in order to get past this thorn wall, it's like you're going to be rebirthing yourself to get over this, and you're going to fly over it. It's very exciting. Like, this is, it's the only way to get over it is to become more of who you are than you've ever been before, basically. Now, what isn't going to help is you're going to be very impatient about this. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. It has to do with patience and slow growth, slow development, and it's going to be like you've been working so hard on tending all these needs and getting everything sorted out that when you hit this, you wanted to tackle this with the same speed at which you tackled everything else and the same energy, but it's not going to be as easy. You're literally birthing a new, well, not literally, but you are actually birthing a new you. And this is not something that's going to be instant. This is going to be something that is going to come through over a certain amount of time. You're not going to really feel the time because you're going to be actively involved in it, and it's not going to feel like it takes very long. But it will feel like it's taking long while you're trying to do it, especially since you have this momentum leading up to it. So just bring yourself back up to just watching yourself emerge and letting the excitement of this challenge pull you forward, because that's really that's where the momentum is going to continue, is just this excitement. And what this is going to lead you to is basically a whole new world. Things will be revealed to you that you couldn't even see before. This is Perthos, the rune of the lot box. It's surprises and fate and luck and all that good stuff, especially when it's upright, which it is. So the way to get this gift of what was always there is to do this. All you have to do is rebirth yourself. No, but it's awesome, and you're already working on it. So this is very exciting. This is what's being illuminated for you upon this almost solstice day. So this is very, very exciting. So that, Ox people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Tiger people. So, Tiger people, we are going to pull a card from the White Light Oracle, and we have Sovereign Queen Mab, and she is basically talking all about boundaries. So what's being illuminated for you coming up on this solstice is the importance of boundaries and the importance of standing up for your boundaries and the importance of having these boundaries, because as the saying goes, givers have to set boundaries because takers never do. Givers need to have boundaries, takers never. Anyway, takers tend not to. Anyway, we'll go on with that. But it's basically you need to set up boundaries, and this is very important. And it's because you know your worth, and you are worthy. Let's see. So recently, right now, what's being illuminated is this basically. I'm going to read this a couple ways. This is Pertho. It's the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate and luck. And when it's reversed, especially in the central issue and especially on the path line, I would read it two ways. One, maybe you've had a negative surprise recently, and given the Queen's presence here, I would say this would have to do with somebody overstepping a boundary of yours. But also you've learned something about yourself recently that was always a part of you, but you never acknowledged it before, you never realized it before, but the thing that has happened has brought this into sharp relief, and you realize that you need to address it and that you are going to embrace it. So what led up to this was we have Fehu. Fehu's the rune of wealth and worth, and it looks like just to bring in a little bit of the meaning from the younger Futhark instead of the elder Futhark for the moment, one of the things about this rune in the younger Futhark is that it has to do with gold and also wealth that is contested. And maybe somebody in your circles was so interested in your riches that they overstepped a boundary to possess some of it. Something like that. As though your personal worth was something contested. So this has led to an unpleasant surprise, but it also taught you something about yourself and that boundaries are essential. So what's going to help you with that? We have Sovilos. Sovilos is the rune of the sun, and it has to do with tapping into your source energy. So you know what your source energy is, whatever it is that nourishes you in a deep soul level way. That's what you want to tap into, and you want to stay connected with that, because that's what's going to continue to give you the energy and the level of light that you need to set and enforce these boundaries that you need. What isn't going to help is we have Ingvaz. I'm going to read this a couple ways as well. One, trying to force things, like worrying that you're going to have to set up fences and walls around yourself for everything is sort of dragging you down. He's like, you may be resistant to the idea of boundaries because you want to be open. You want to be open to people. I mean, you're tigers, so you're very gregarious in general. But this isn't about setting. You're not building a barbed wire fence around yourself. You're basically just establishing boundaries that you are going to stand for, so that this doesn't happen again. So you're not shutting everybody out, but you're just saying, it's like, no, you know what, that's where I draw the line, and this is a boundary, and please respect that. So if that starts to worry you, just bring yourself back up to, you're connected with your source energy, you know what you can access without having to worry about it, but it's what, it gets contested, and it's what people are going to try to take from you. That's where you need to set up a boundary. The other way I'm going to read this this is basically Ingbaz. It's the rune of Ing, the fertility god, otherwise known as Frey. And the thing about it is, it's about active creation. And there's a sense that there are machinations going on, and you're worried about them. That people are trying to scheme their way into accessing parts of you that you're not willing to share. And so that's what you're worried about. Again, bring yourself back up to, once you're tapped into your source energy and what that's giving you, that's going to help you. So what the outcome of this is, once you have the boundary in place, or boundaries in place, you're going to have a stillness that you haven't felt before. You're going to be much calmer. There's going to be much more clarity coming in for you. This is Isa. It's the rune of ice. It has to do with stillness, but through stillness comes clarity. So it's going to be, you're going to feel relieved. You're going to have okay, I'm calm now. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And everything else is still open, so you can still be the great tiger that you are. And so that is your message. That's what's being illuminated for you at this lovely solstice time. So I wish you a happy solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, hair people. So we're going to start hair people with a White Light Oracle card, and we have the Alabaster Tablet of Layla. This has to do with the divine feminine that brings balance. So there may be a very yang aspect of your life where you're just, it's like go, 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 go. And, you know, just everything is just very surface and very in your face and very loud, like stuff going on. And that's fine. But without the yin side of things to bring balance, it's going to be just surface. You need to have balance. So I think what's being illuminated for you in this solstice time is the need for this balance. And it's important. So let's see what the runes have to say about that. Hair people, there's a fly, and it's right here, and it's buzzing around me. Anyway, that doesn't matter unless it makes a cameo appearance, and we're going to continue with this reading. So, your central issue right now is one of need. We have Nauthiz, and Nauthiz is the rune of need. It's basically means tend your needs. Right now, you're in a situation where maybe you're feeling this imbalance because there's been just a lot of yang, and you need some yin. So your need right now is, and maybe you didn't realize that's what it was, but that's what it is to bring in some of the depth and some of the quiet and some of the yin stuff, the more organic, the more yielding, that kind of thing, to balance out the go, go, go. What's leading up to this is you're already feeling pretty supported. What you have is just upfront, and you're feeling very supported, very protected. You're already in a good place, and you still feel like, I feel like I need something, and that's what it is. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, maybe you were worried about it because you didn't feel as protected as you wanted to up until relatively recently, or like your whole life. But now you're looking back and you're going, you know what, I'm totally protected. I am totally supported. And so now I can allow this because I don't feel vulnerable by bringing that in, because I have the yang. I have got the yang in the bag. So what's going to help you at this point where you're saying, okay, well, I feel a need here, is just to basically make that agreement with yourself. It's almost like you're addressing your anima, your yin side, your yin identity, and you're basically saying, hello, yin identity, let's have an exchange, because this is Gabo, it's the gift, it's the rune of the gift, and the gift is always an exchange. So it's sort of an agreement to bring that in, to bring balance, and that's going to help you with what you need. What isn't going to help is you've been go, 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 go so long, hair people, that, and it's interesting because hair, you know, it's a, anyway, but you've been go, go, go all this time, and it's almost an impossible challenge to shift gears and now bring in some yin. Thuriza is reversed. It's an almost impossible challenge. However, it's not impossible. Just take those steps. Like, basically take a moment, try being still, you know, and basically say hello to your yin side and listen, and, you know, basically take in nature, receive, and basically make an agreement with yourself that this is something that you're going to start to relax. You're going to start to bring things in. It doesn't make you any less tough, and it doesn't make you any less energetic and any of the things that you know that you are, but it is going to balance your life in a way that it hasn't been before. And what this is going to lead you to is, we have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox, and this has to do with strength and health. Reversed on the path line, it has to do with inner strength. You are going to, not only that, actually, there's some other things that it's actually going to help you with. So first of all, inner strength. It's going to really, really make you feel much deeper and much stronger inwardly. At the same time, it's going to release some of your stubbornness, which maybe was holding you back in certain things. Maybe you weren't experiencing life to the fullest because of a level of stubbornness, because you had your way that you were just going and going forward. And it didn't have this balance, but now it does, and you feel you can actually, you're safe to relax. You're safe to, you know you're still deeply strong, even if you do relax, and even if you do, you know, let go of some of the stubbornness. So that, hair, is what is being illuminated for you at this lovely solstice time. So I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, dragon people. So let's start with a white light oracle card, and we have, I never know how to pronounce this one, Yeshe Tsogyal? Yeshe Tsogyal. 333. I'm going to assume that's correct, and I'm going to move on. What this has to do with is overcoming obstacles and basically just calling on your highest and strongest guides, and through that we're going to just overcome all the obstacles, and it's going to be awesome. So dragon people, let us have a look at the runes and see what the runes have to say to clarify on that. Beautiful. There's Gabo again in the same spot as it was last time, which is neat. Okay, so your central issue is, we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest. It also has to do with time. So first of all, we are coming into the summer solstice. So we are in a season of focus on the harvest and the fruits of your labors coming through. As well, this is the season for it. Like, the time is now, is the focus, your central issue. Leading up to this, you are very strong. You are very strong, dragons. And so this is Uruz, it's the rune of the wild ox. It has to do with strength and health, but also natural strength and health. So you're inherently very, very strong. And you've come up to this point where you're getting the fruits of your labors coming through, or you're concerned with getting the fruits of your labors coming through. And this might be a time where you're going to want to call on your strongest guides to help you overcome any obstacles that are in your way. What is going to help you in this moment is basically making that agreement with yourself, with your guides, maybe even with a one-on-one person in the normal reality, like in the waking reality. But basically we have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. It has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. One-on-one relationships sometimes, but it's always an exchange. So you're basically, what's going to help you bring the things through that you need to bring through and make the most of this season is to make those agreements, decisions, goals, maybe make those connections with your highest guides and with your strongest guides to help overcome all these obstacles. So what isn't going to help you is staying silent on that matter. Don't keep to yourself on this. We have Ansu's reversed. Ansu's is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's in the lower line, so it's what isn't helping you, and I would definitely say that the opposite of this is this. So don't just rely on yourself. I mean, you could probably do it. You're very strong. However, your strongest guides are there and waiting for you to contact them and to connect with them and make that exchange with them and bring all of this through while the season is right. So that's what's going to help you the most. It's not going to help you as much if you withhold. So you definitely want to do the manifestation and get this through and make your agreements, decisions, and goals and contact your high guides and let them help you get this happening. And what the result is, which follows directly from Yira, is the profit of it. So ultimately what this is going to lead to is your life is going to be more rich. You're going to feel more worthy than before. It's Fehu, it's the rune of wealth and worth. This doesn't necessarily have to do with money, but it does have to do with just outer visible worth and wealth of richness in your life. So that's awesome. So that's what's being illuminated in your life right now, dragons. And I wish you a happy solstice. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, snakes. So, snake, let's start with a white light oracle card. We have the Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. This is the blessing of feeling seen. So what's being illuminated right now in your life is that you are finally feeling seen where you hadn't before. Like maybe you'd been like hoping that someone would recognize who you are, what you're going through, all of that. And at this moment, you actually are feeling seen, which is very, very awesome. And it's a very powerful thing, and it's a very illuminating in your life thing. So that's what's being illuminated right now. Your central issue is actually spirit and movement right now. We have Avaz, which is the rune of the horse. The horse has to do with movement and spirit. And so your focus is on moving forward, but also on developing your spirit, growing it, expanding it, and just basically swelling within it. And leading up to this, there's been a moment where the fruits of your labors were coming through, probably because of this. Probably after a lot of effort and a lot of work and a lot of time, because the harvest rune has to do with time as well as harvest, you are actually finally seeing the fruits of these labors coming through. You are feeling seen. You are feeling this blessing. And so now you feel, okay, now I can move forward. The wind is in my sails, and I can finally move forward. And what's going to help you the most with that is we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of active creation. It's Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god, and it has to do with active creation. So maybe turning this into something creative will help move you forward and will help, get the momentum going forward. Maybe there is something just basically, it's the fertility god, so it might be something to that regard, if that is your situation. Otherwise, I would say just manifest something out of this, create with this, because you now have the energy, you have the light in your life of this blessing. What isn't going to help is you may feel just overpowered and lost in this. It's just such a big thing. You've been waiting for it for so long, and it might make you immobile because certainly enjoy it. Certainly take a moment to saturate in this, but the best thing that will help you, especially in terms of your focus on Avaz, which is movement and spirit and movement, is to actually use this energy and create something with it. It doesn't have to be like something like art, but it can be just bringing something to the world, shape something around you with this energy that is going to make your life more rich. I say more rich because your outcome is that your life will be more rich. We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. It's cattle. So it's the wealth that you need to tend in your life. So your life is going to feel more rich. You're going to feel more worthy than you have in ages, and it's going to be awesome. So right now you're focused on movement and spirit. Definitely create with that. It's very exciting. And that is what's being illuminated in your life right now. I wish you a happy solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening, snakes. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, horse people. So, horse people, we're going to start with a white light oracle card and see what's being illuminated in your life. You are looking inward to your inner essence, and through that, you are going to be doing that. You're going to be able to bring through the light that is going to heal, like even organs and tissues and things. It's the Yogini of 285 HZ, which I think is Hertz, but I don't know, and I don't want to be ridiculous and say it wrong. So even though I just did, but anyway, you're basically looking inward and bringing through the light from within that is very, very healing right now. So horses, let's see what the runes have to say to add to that. Yes, looking inward, learning something about yourself, looking inward, all in the spirit of health and healing and wholeness. Very, very good. Ooh, that's the blank rune. Okay, horses. Central issue is Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate and luck, and basically the surprises that are coming through are surprises that were always there. Now I'm going to read this two ways since it's in the central issue spot. One, you've learned something about yourself that is a surprise but was always there. So it's something that was always a part of you that has just basically been revealed to you, but you didn't realize this before. You hadn't acknowledged it before. As well, something negative might have happened. You may have had a surprise that wasn't terribly pleasant, but through that you would have learned something about yourself that you didn't know before. Leading up to this, you've just been through a heck of a challenge. It's not been a heck of a challenge, but it's been a notable challenge. We have Thurizaz, which is the rune of the challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway, but it is upright. So it was something that you had to pass through. It was a threshold you had to pass. It was difficult more in a psychological sense than it was in a just like every aspect sense, but it was definitely a challenge for you to get through. And here you are on the other side of it. You've learned something about yourself and you're like in a new world at this point, but you are also looking to do some healing. But thankfully, you've learned something about yourself that's going to help you with that, because you're going to look deep inside yourself and with this new knowledge, bring through the light and the magic that you're going to need to do the healing overall that you need to go forward with. What is going to help you? We have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy. Reversed on the upper line of what's helping you, this has to do with looking deep within, as the yogini is doing, and seeking out that deep inner joy, basically drawing that through. And when you do that, that's going to bring the healing. What isn't going to help is we have Nauthies. Nauthies is the rune of need. I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, you're worried that while you do this, all your other needs are falling by the wayside and that you're not tending them and the things are going to fall apart. That could drag you down, worrying about that. It's not going to happen, but you'll be worrying about it and it's going to drag you down. The other thing is just basically what won't help is being aware of the needs, but being too worried about them to actually take the step to do anything about it. You do have the power. You do have the power to tend the need that is the most prominent need right now, which is to heal yourself after coming through this challenge. And you're going to do that, jumping back up to the what's helping you line. The antidote to this is always this. So you're going to do that by looking deep within and finding that inner joy and bringing it through. That's where the healing is going to come in. And what this is going to lead you to is now you will have all the tools you need to handle this new ground that you're on since you passed through this challenge, through this gateway. So that is very exciting, horse people. So I wish you a lovely solstice and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, sheep people. Sheep people, I am going to start you with a white light oracle card with the aurora of gamma. So this is like a sudden insight. What is being illuminated for you at this time of the beautiful solstice is you've suddenly received an insight on something that it's like it came out of nowhere, but it's awesome because finally there's clarity and you finally get it in the sense of what is being illuminated right now for you. So let's see what the runes have to say to expand upon this very exciting moment where you are finally getting it. It's really cool. So your central issue right now is Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest. It's also the rune of time. So something is finally coming through. It's the fruits of your labors. You've worked hard on this, but it's also finally the right time for this to come through. And that's what this is basically showing you. It's like sudden insight. You suddenly get it. Like something finally clicks. And it's just like coming out of like the blue. It's like suddenly you finally get this thing that you had struggled with a lot of the time. And you've been actually... I'm going to read it from Uru's, the Wild Ox, that you actually, it's your own stubbornness that was holding it back for a long time as well. You're very, very strong, and that's very commendable. I mean, sheep people, your strength and your groundedness is very good. However, it hadn't been, it was so focused on being very grounded and strong that it wasn't letting this insight through. But all the work that you've been doing finally allowed the insight to come through. And it's like it had to come through in its own time. So finally, there it is. It's come through. It's good. It's what you've been waiting for, even if you didn't realize you were waiting for it, it's what you were waiting for. What is going to help you is, now that you have it, do something with it. We have Ingvaz, which is the rune of Ing, another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god, and it's basically active creation. So now that you have this insight, don't waste it. Don't let it slip away. Work with it. Put it down everywhere you can. Like, write it down and manifest it in every way that you possibly can, because it's been a long time coming and now is finally the time. So get it down. Build it into your entire everything, because that's what's going to help you the most in this moment, in the lovely solstice. What isn't going to help is, we have Pertho, which is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate, but the surprises that were always there. But it's a surprise, and it's something that could stop you in your tracks. You might be so stopped in your tracks by this insight and this realization that you won't do anything with it, and that would just waste it, and it would just be sad, and you wouldn't have the same momentum that you have now with this sudden insight. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to write this down, I have to get this down, and I have to make sure that I never ever forget this. If you just sit there in the moment like a deer in the headlights, the proverbial deer in the headlights, and just let it dissipate, that could that it just won't, it's not that it would ruin everything, but it would be less than it would be if you just basically take this sudden insight and just make something out of it. And that would be so great, because that's like bringing the magic through into the world. So that's the recommendation, and that's what would help you the most. What this will lead you to is the beginnings of a deep inner joy that is finally starting to develop. We have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy. It is reversed and it's on the path line. So reversed on the path or the upper line generally means the inner version of that. So you're basically going to start to feel a joy that you hadn't felt before, like for a long time, if not ever. And that's awesome. So sheep people, that is your reading for the solstice. That's what is being illuminated for you at this lovely solstice time. I wish you a lovely solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, monkey people. So monkey people, let's pull a White Light Oracle card, and you have Archon Barbello. This is the pure inner essence. This is the pure essence that when you open up to it, it gets in and just fixes everything. This is basically just, you go back to like delve deep and find purely who you are and let that shine through, and that will just realign and rewrite everything around you and within you to just fix it. So just to surrender to that, because that's what's being illuminated right now. It's like, if I am truly, truly, truly true to who I am, that's going to flow through everything and it's going to fix everything. So that's what's being illuminated for you at this solstice time. Let's pull some runes and see what they have to add. Beautiful. Okay, so your central issue is Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr, who's the warrior god. Now, he doesn't have to do necessarily with riding off and driving forward with the sword and making war. He has to do with tending duties and responsibilities. So right now there's a deep responsibility that you have that you need to focus on, and that is basically yours to focus on. And it's going to be fixed by... it's not reversed, or I would say absolutely. It's this duty and responsibility to yourself, but it is sort of a duty and responsibility to everyone that you are your truest self, because that's not only going to heal you, but that's going to heal from you outward, which is awesome. Leading up to this, we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. It has to do with home and sort of a sense of home with yourself, security, solace, comfort. Maybe you were in a rut that was kind of a comfort zone, where you weren't entirely true to yourself, but maybe it was just how you were used to things. But through that, you can actually access the true you, and you're going to move out of your comfort zone, because that's actually it. When you were sort of stagnant in this sort of comfort zone, you weren't really being true to yourself to the same extent that you could be. So now it's the time to tend those duties and move forward and just basically say, no, you know what, I'm going to be true to myself, and just let it through. Now is the time. What is going to help you? We have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and also time, and it is now the time. So embrace the time that you're going to be doing this. Bring through what it is time to bring through, and what it is time to bring through is your truest essence that is going to fix everything. Just, we need that. Everybody needs that. What isn't going to help is you're worried about your sense of worth, because when you were sort of stagnant but in your comfort zone, you didn't have to worry about that, because it was sort of just an established rut. But as you move forward and you're just letting yourself blaze, you're sort of worried that maybe that's not worthy. It absolutely is worthy, and not only that, it's natural, and it's the time for it. The time is now. Trust that. And what this is going to lead you to is, we have Avaz reversed. Avaz is the rune of the horse. It has to do with movement and also spirit. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, you won't feel like you need to run around so much. It's like that Mark Twain quote about, if you never tell a lie, then you don't have to remember anything. And that's basically the thing, is because before, when you weren't being true to yourself, you had to do a lot of like damage control and running around and trying to make sure that nobody sees the real you. And now you are the real you. So, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. So you're not going to be running around as much. The other thing that Ava's reversed is talking about, our lovely horse, is that you are going to be very much more in touch with your deep inner spirit. And that's what's going to carry you forward, moving forward. So that's what's being illuminated in your life right now, monkeys, and that's very exciting. And I wish you a lovely solstice and a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Rooster people. So Rooster people, we are going to start with a White Light Oracle card. There's a little gold fleck from the surrounding tinsel. And we're going to see, so it's the Alpha of Alcyone. So Rooster people, this card has to do with the calmness of coming out of suffering. So the calm that you experience as you come out of suffering. What is being illuminated now for you is that. You've been through a heck of a time, and now that has ended and you are finally experiencing like the calm after the storm. So let's see what the runes have to add on this that is being illuminated for you right now. I'm thinking your suffering may have had to do with people. And I will tell you why momentarily. Okay, so we have Manas reversed is your central issue. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it. It is reversed and it's in the central issue. So it looks like you're sort of done with certain aspects of humanity. You're like, no, you know what? I don't need that in my life. I'm turning away from that because that's been causing me suffering. Leading up to that, it's really done a number on you. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of health and strength, and it is reversed on the leading up line. And I would say that it's really put you off balance. It's really sort of affected your health. It's really sort of weakened you. You felt like, oh man, and you had to turn to your inner strength to get through it. But you are now through it. You've basically closed the door on what was causing this. You're like, no, you know what? I don't need the din. I don't need the din of humanity ruining my life. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm just going to listen to what I need. Not what they tell me I need, what I need. And then finally it's like you've closed the door on a storm and it's calm and it's quiet and you're not hurting anymore and you just have this beautiful calm that is coming up. What is going to help you the most in this moment is tend your needs. We have, tend your needs, but also tend your duties and responsibilities. I don't see Nauthies here. It's implied though, because it's Tyr. This is Tyr's rune, this is Tivaz. Tyr's the warrior god, and he has to do with not necessarily riding forward into war, but tending your duties and responsibilities. Take care of what needs to get taken care of. That's what's going to help you the most in this moment. And so that's where you're at. That's basically that's what's going to help you the most, is just take care of what needs to be taken care of. Now that the din of humanity has been shut out, you'll quietly know what needs to be done, and that's just totally fine. Now what isn't going to help is we have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. Reversed on the lower line, it sort of fears that you won't be seen as worthy as you wanted to. You may worry about what other people are thinking. I mean, this is why you shut them out. This is why you shut them out in the first place, because you knew they wouldn't have, they're not helping you. And so you're worried about them thinking that you're not worthy because you sort of shut the door on them. And you're also worried about your own confidence in terms of your inner worth. You're worried that you might not have the confidence to do this, but you do. If this starts to drag you down, this is always the antidote. So just basically start taking care of things. Just basically take care of the things that need to be taken care of, and that's going to help you in this moment. And what this is going to lead you to is a much better connection with your inner voice, a much better ability to listen to that, but also to connect within to your inner voice and basically hear that instead of the din of humanity, which was making your life miserable. So that is what's being illuminated for you right now at this lovely solstice time, Rooster people. And I wish you a lovely solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, dog people. I'm a dog people. So here's a card for the dog people. We have a cat. The card for the dog people, what's being illuminated for us right now, is the Bastet of 174 Hertz. And this has to do with just basically stress relief and healing as though from a cat's purr. So it's time. What's being illuminated for us right now is just this need for just stress relief and for just your basic pain relief kind of things that have been happening. Just sort of chill. Do the healing thing, do the stress relief thing. Just try to be calm and access the things that give you calm, because we need it very, very badly. So let's draw some runes and see what you need, dog people, to help you with that. So right away, central issue, we have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy. Reversed on the path line, and well, reversed in the central issue, is you really need, you're not as happy as you'd like to be. It's like a lack of contentment. It's the opposite of contentment, but also you need to reach in. It's sort of like right now is the time we need to reach deep and find our inner joy again, because it's been missing. So leading up to this, we have Ava's reversed. Avaz is the horse. The horse has to do with movement, but also spirit. And it's sort of, I'm going to read it both those ways, in that you've sort of ground to a halt. You're not feeling like you're moving forward as much as you would like to be. And it feels like your spirit has also been ground to a halt. Your spirit's kind of been frozen, and sort of, you haven't been connecting with spirit as much as you probably ought to. Whatever spirit is for you, you haven't been connecting with that as much as you need to. So what's going to help you here is we have Isa. Isa is the rune of ice, and it has to do with standstill, but also clarity. So we need to just stop pushing forward and just be still, because that's what's going to help us. And that's how we get in connection with the clarity that's going to flow through and help us connect with our deep inner joy. We need to be still to do that. So the horse grinding to a halt was actually a good thing, even though it's frustrated us. We need to just basically draw through the clarity, and the way we do that is with stillness. What isn't going to help is, yes, the world is going to go on. We have Hagalaz, which is the hailstorm. This has to do with the uncontrolled uncontrollables. It has to do with chaos. It has to do with natural forces, natural energies. Things are still going to be crazy out there. And yes, we're going to worry about it. If we let ourselves continue to worry about it now, though, it's going to drag us down and halt our healing process. We need to just put ourselves in the mindset of a nice, calm kitty cat who is purring in a comfortable spot. That's where we need to be, because that's what's going to heal us. That purr is going to heal us, and we need it. We need the stress relief. We need the pain relief. Just dog people, we need this. Just emulate the cat for a bit. Settle. And what this is going to lead you to is you're going to get the fruits of your labors very, very quickly from that. Everything that you wanted to get out of this, you're going to see almost immediately. We have Yira, which is the rune of the harvest. It's also the rune of time. So it's going to be like, this is not going to be a forever thing. Our nature is to go, go, go. And unfortunately, our nature as dogs is also to worry, worry, worry. But this time will be essential to sort of give us a break from that. And it's going to be very profitable for us as far as our lives go. It's going to nourish us. It's going to bring through something that is going to give us nourishment. And it's only going to be for that amount of time, and then we can just go on. Hopefully without as much worry. But that's our nature, unfortunately, as dog people. So that is our reading. That's what's being illuminated for us at this lovely solstice time. I wish you a happy solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, pig people. Happy solstice. Let's draw a white light oracle card and see what you are dealing with. Anapausis. So anapausis has to do with taking a rest. Now is the time you need to take a rest. You need it. Just take that pause, because that's what's going to heal you. That's what's going to bring the light through, and that's what's going to bring the healing through. Beautiful. So let's see what the runes have to say about that. Oh, we have the sun and we have the sunrise. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, pig people. Our central issue is we have Sovila, which is the sun. The sun has to do with tapping into your source energy. This is why you're taking this rest, because you need it. Leading up to this, you've had a negative surprise. Something has come up that has stopped you in your tracks, that was not pleasant. It was something that was always there. It was something that you just hadn't acknowledged before, and suddenly here it is. It's not nice, and it has surprised you, and yuck. So it's like, oh, what do I do about this? Because you can't ignore it because it's been revealed now. Now that you know, you can't unknow it. The other thing about Pertho, though, of what has led up to this moment is that it has taught you something about yourself that you didn't know before either. And this is something that was there before as well. Either way, it's time to tap into your source energy. That's your main focus right now because you have to get your energy back from this. So what's going to help you is, okay, so we have Dagas, which is the rune of the breaking of the day, the dawn. And this has to do with big revelations, illuminations. Interestingly, the whole thing is about what's being illuminated for you right now. And basically unignorable revelations, basically enlightenment. It's going to light up, your entire field of vision, and you're going to see what you haven't seen before. The runes basically say to embrace this. Whatever it was that was revealed, it's here. You can't ignore it. So embrace it as part of your world. And this is what this pause is going to be like. This is what this rest time is going to be like. It's sort of as letting it integrate into your world, whether you like it or not. It's part of it. So it's you're taking this pause to allow it to find its balance within your life. What isn't going to help is we have Ansus. Ansus is the rune of communication and manifestation. I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, you're going to be tempted to not take a break and then just basically talk about it, which is fine. You need to talk about it. It's important. But a lot of the work is going to be something you can only do if you do take that pause, if you do take that break. But you're going to be tempted to just, it's like when something really terrifying and evil happens and you just, it sort of kind of breaks your brain, where you just feel like that's the only thing that you should be focusing on and talking about is that bad thing, and you lose focus on all the good things because you're just so, and this is human nature. This is just basically we are hardwired to focus on the dangerous things because that served us when we were not as safe as we are now, and there were things like tigers, and if you ever forgot that there was a tiger, then there was a problem. There are still tigers, thankfully, but we don't have to worry about them in general as much. So it's we're hardwired to worry about the things that are the big scary things. But we have to remember that there is so much more to the world than that. And generally where we are, there's so much more to the world than that, mostly. So bring yourself back up to just this illumination moment of just embracing the illumination that, yes, this is a part of it, and that the light of everything else sort of balances it all out. It is not ignorable, so you're going to be incorporating it, but focusing on that and just on that and just like letting that be your whole focus is not going to help you. Also, you're sort of worried about what else is going to communicate itself. It's just like this present thing is like this stuff that's coming at you. So things that are manifesting, and also, I'm also going to read this as it's like you're afraid of giving it energy by addressing it, because that will make it real. But anyway, either way, whatever it is, it's there. It's not your fault that it's there. Basically, it's just part of the world. So just embrace that. And what this is all going to lead you to is a greater sense of stillness and calm. We have Isa, which is the rune of ice. It's the rune of standstill, and the stillness through which clarity comes. So if you give yourself this pause, if you give yourself this time, this rest, this will actually bring through some clarity, because you actually were still. You gave yourself the stillness that you needed to help incorporate this. Sleep. Give yourself a sleep. Nap if you have to. But this is what's going to settle everything. It's going to balance everything. And so you're going to get that stillness and clarity, and you're not going to feel as upheavaled as you did before. So that is what is being illuminated for you in this lovely solstice time. I wish you a lovely solstice, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.